The Coach Pete Richardson Show, hosted by Clarence Buggs and Southern University head football coach Pete Richardson, featuring all the excitement of the Southern University football program, brought to you by Acadian True Value Hardware, SU Jags Online, Casino Rouge, Capital Transportation Corporation, the Clayton Law Firm, Bank One, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola, and Agnes Andrews Allstate Insurance.
I can't believe we got the whole family together.
5 generations.
Can I get you anything, Grandma?
Yes, a Coke, please.
I don't think we have any.
What? I'm 101, and this will probably be the last time we get together. We're supposed to have Coca-Cola. You get away from me. Get away from me.
On Monday, it was an eternity away. By Thursday, you could almost taste it. The weekend, filled with possibilities and, oh yeah, projects. Nobody knows where you'd rather be more than True Value. We get you in and out fast with just what you need. Because the sooner you get done, the sooner you can get back to this thing called your life. True Value.
Acadian True Value, serving Baton Rouge for over 25 years. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations.
Hello and welcome to week 2 of the Coach Pete Richardson Show. I'm Clarence Buggs along with the coach, and we are on location at the Fox and Hound Pub and Grill on Corporate Boulevard. Coach, obviously not the way you anticipated starting the season up in Natchitoches against a pretty tough Northwestern team.
It was a very disappointing loss for us last week going against a fine football team. We knew it was going to be a tough game going up in their home base. They've been quite successful the past few years on that turf, but they played well. And any time that you don't play well against them at home, it's going to be a disappointing loss for you.
You talk about the fact that Turpin is, in fact, a tough place to play, but it's not just for the Jaguars. It's for just about everybody that goes up there.
Everybody that goes on that turf, it seems like that they get excited about playing. They're a little different type of football team playing at home than they are on the road. And, you know, we're thankful we came out of that game without any major injuries. And I think we just have to get refocused now and move on to this week.
Speaking of getting refocused, what kind of shape are the kids in mentally after that first loss of the season?
I think mentally going into the football game, we had high expectations about our football team. We went against a fine football team and we came up a little short. But I think that we can still accomplish our goals, which we try to set for us this year. As a result of that, we have to get focused and get ready for Arkansas Pine Bluffs because it's going to be a big game for us as far as conference-wise.
Knowing the Jaguar Nation like I do, probably the first thing that they want to hear us talk about are special teams.
Well, we had some voids in special teams. I think what happened to us is that we approached the game. We had a number of players on our special teams that played full-time defensively. As the game wore on, some of those players became a little fatigued, and they did a great job of blocking also. I have to give them credit for it. The individual returned a couple punts on us, but still we have to improve those special teams if we're going to be successful this year.
Offensive line, got some places that we've got to plug also, and it kind of showed a little bit on us early.
Well, we knew we had some problems on our offensive line. We had some great skilled people at quarterback, wide receivers, running back, but we're green on the left side of our offensive line. I think Chad Green, it was his first college football game, and Jenkins, the other guard, that was his first game. So they did some things to try to confuse them, and they did that. But I think it's a learning experience for them, and we look forward for them to improving for this week.
Speaking of skilled people, the running game, a couple of bright spots. Elvis Joseph showed some flashes of brilliance.
Well, we had a few flashes of brilliance, but see, we're a running football team. Anytime we have to throw the ball 50 times a game, then our chances of winning is being diminished. So we have to establish our running game, and even though we can pass the football, but Elvis did a great job of running, but we have to get that chemistry developed in our football program. And if we're going to do that, we have to get it going. Our offensive line has to start to come around for us.
All right, let's go back and pay a visit to Turpin Stadium on the campus of Northwestern State University. Start with our highlights early on. First score of the contest came after we were able to stop them on the defensive front. They ended up having to settle for a field goal.
Well, what happened, they had a drive going on us, and we stopped it down about the 6-yard line, and as a result of a defense stepping forward and held them to 3 points.
We turn right back around. The ensuing possession, we get the ball back. Ended up stuttering just a little bit and missing a field goal.
Well, we drove the ball down the field. I think Joseph had a couple nice runs in that category. Made a field goal attempt about 40 yards, and it was just a shade wide for us, and we have to work on that from that aspect, because anytime you get an opportunity to get some points, you have to capitalize on it.
We turn right back around, get the ball back to Northwestern. They come back down, and Tony Taylor. Can you say enough about this young man, the running back for the Demons?
Well, you're talking about a gifted running back, an individual that's not very big, but he's extremely powerful in the bottom part of his legs. Arm tackle, he runs right through, and you know, he gave us some fits. You talk about an individual, and out of about 23 or 24 games he started, he's had over 100 yards in each one of those games. He's a powerful individual. But he also has the fine offensive line. I think you have to look at that. They have another individual named Taylor on that wall that gave us some problems, and he's about 6'4", about 310 pounds, that opened great holes for him.
Jeremy Lofton ended up capping off that drive for the Demons with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. Fortunately, at that point, they end up missing the point after. So with 12 plays and 4 minutes, 39 seconds consumed by the Demons, they end up going up on top of us at that point, 9-0. However, ensuing drive, we show some fortitude, we march down the field, and we come right back and punch it in.
Well, you're right. They came down and scored on us, and we received the kickoff, brought it back to about the 20-yard line, then our offense went to work for the first time. We were right down the field with our short passing game. You've seen Joseph with the option going on the outside. We're able to complete a few passes, and I think the last one was completed to Hayes for a fade pattern for a touchdown for us.
Michael Hayes, that was the first reception that we garnered for him during the course of the season, and a good way for him to start with his first reception being a touchdown.
Well, they did an outstanding job as far as defense in Michael Hayes. They did their corner with a fine defense. They were rolling over top. They were double teaming him, and it created fits for us. With that double team, one of our inside receivers did a fine job for us. Joe Bayer had about 11 catches, so that helped us out a great deal.
We, of course, will return momentarily and view more highlights right here on the Coach Pete Richardson Show, on location at the Fox and Hound Pub and Grill on Corporate Boulevard. We're back right after this. Stay with us.
Southern University alumni, faculty, and students, you can take the yard to the web thanks to SU Jags Online. That's right, SU Jags Online is the official internet service provider of the Southern University National Alumni Federation. You can communicate with long-lost classmates, get financial information, news, entertainment, and weather. Follow Jaguar Sports Live and so much more, all online at SU Jags Online. Go to www.sujagsonline.net and subscribe today.
Even in good times, the needs of Louisiana's communities don't disappear, and sometimes their challenges can seem overwhelming. That's why Bank One Louisiana contributes more than $10,000 a day to education, medical research, the arts, and countless charitable organizations across our state. And it's why our employees devote thousands of hours to causes they believe in. We do it because some things just can't be done alone, and we think it's important to help restore the balance.
Ride on CTC, we're here to get you there.
We're here to get you there. Your city bus can take you anywhere. When you don't fight traffic, the difference is huge. We're the transportation for Baton Rouge. Ride on CTC, we're here to get you there.
There's a place where you can go to join the celebration called Fun Fever.
Fun Fever, Rouge Fun Fever.
Come to where the action's hot, the sights, the sounds, the tastes, it's called Fun Fever.
Fun Fever, Rouge Fun Fever.
Shake your body, it's a party every day. Feel it in the air, Fun Fever's here to stay.
Fun Fever, get to the Rouge.
Welcome back to the Coach Pete Richardson Show, shot on location at the Fox and Hound Pub and Grill on Corporate Boulevard. Coach, without any hesitation, let's jump right into our highlights from the second quarter. At this point, we're trailing 9-7. The Demons start driving again, Tony Taylor in particular.
Well, they were running off our left side, and I think the Taylor boys, the offensive lineman and running back, did a fine job as far as getting the ball down the field. He's a very exciting runner. There's a screen pass off on the left side to us, so we miss a tackle. Individual gets down about the 6-yard line.
They ended up settling for a 26-yard field goal from Mr. Sanford, and at that point they were up on top by the tune of 12-7. But you still had to feel pretty comfortable at that point, nothing kind of getting out of hand just yet.
Well, I felt comfortable at that point, hoping that our offense would get started. I saw defensively we were starting to making some plays, but they still was controlling the line of scrimmage on us, and that was a concern I had.
Another concern, obviously, on the ensuing possession, turn right back around, we get a special teams breakdown.
Well, the special teams was a thorn in our side all night. This individual did a great job of coming down the field. It looked like we had 4 or 5 individuals around him, and all of a sudden, boom, he's out of there, and he had great speed, and we couldn't run him down. But I think that we have to really improve on that aspect going into this week, because we were looking at another great return individual from Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Let's move now to just under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Again, Tony Taylor, an 11-yard run, sets him up in pretty good position.
Well, they run a swing pass out to Tony Taylor, a screen off that left side. They did a great job of blocking out in front of him, and he did a fine job of running down the football field, and we missed a couple tackles.
And sure enough, it's the Tony Taylor show up in Natchitoches. He punches it in from 6 yards out for another touchdown.
Well, he went off on our left side. They had the energy behind him at the present time. They fired off on us, and they ended up in the score, I think at that time, was 16-9.
We end up going into the half down 26-7. What was the mood like in the locker room at the half, and what did the coaching staff try to implement with the kids?
I think overall we had to kind of settle them down because things wasn't going well for us. I think the main thing we had to emphasize, we had dug a hole for ourselves, and we had to start making plays, but we wasn't going to get it back all in one time. We had to get part of it at a time, make some plays, start cutting into that lead, and the main thing we had to pick up the enthusiasm coming out of that locker room to get ready for the second half.
One of the concerns that a lot of people were talking about early on was the fact that we opened with so many games on artificial turf. Injury-wise, how did we come out of this contest?
Well, I think we came out in great shape. We got a deep thigh bruise by one of our linebackers, but besides that, we should be fine going into Arkansas Pine Bluff.
As a result of last week's performance, any anticipated personnel changes that we can look for? Let's start on the offensive side, first of all.
Well, offensively, our right guard, Smalls, didn't play in the second half. He had a sternum bruise, so we may have to make a replacement there, but he should be coming back to practice. Defensively, one of our linebackers, Green, he got injured with a knee. We may have to make a replacement there, but overall, we just have to improve our team overall.
What about special teams? Any personnel changes on the special teams?
Well, we're looking at special teams, trying to take some of our defensive players off to get us some fresh legs. A lot of those individuals, especially defensively, played a lot of plays for us, and they was dragging on that, so we have to get them off them so we can correct those special teams problems.
You know, it's pretty easy when you start the season with a loss for people to concentrate and put that microscope on the negative things. But obviously there were some positive things that you had to have noticed throughout the course of this game as well.
I think some of the positive things I saw on my football team is that we didn't have any major injuries and we didn't have a lot of leg cramps, so our conditioning wasn't what I thought it should be, but it's improving. I thought the attitude of the football team playing hard for 60 minutes, even though we fell behind in that second half, besides the special team mistakes, we only gave up to 5 points. A few breaks here, a few breaks there, then all of a sudden we were right back in that football game. I think if we'd have made those plays, it would have been a different type football game, but it didn't happen for us. We have to forget about that football game and focus in on trying to win our championship.
That kind of leads me into the next question. With the start of conference play just around the corner, have the kids been able to dismiss this, put it behind them, and look ahead?
Well, we had our meetings today, and we were watching the film, and a lot of them know they didn't play well. You have to build up their spirits, and we have to take those positive things out. We have to get ready. I mean, it's a big game for us. Arkansas Pine Bluff has been building this game up for the last 4 or 5 months. It's going to be a big hype, 25, 30,000 people. We have to get ready to play because the lot is riding on this game for us.
When we come back, we will take a look at second half highlights, and we've got much, much more still to come. You're watching the Coach Pete Richardson Show, shot on location at the Fox and Hound Pub and Grill.
I'm attorney Tony Clayton. I've tried a number of cases right here in this courthouse. I've probably tried more cases in the last 10 years than most lawyers have tried their entire career. I'm not afraid of a courtroom, and I'm not afraid to try your case before a jury, which means that insurance companies either offer you a fair settlement or we go to trial. My area of practice is personal injury. If you've been seriously injured, give me a call at 344-7000 for a free consultation. You will receive prompt, professional, and personal attention from me and my staff. And remember, at the Clayton Law Firm, we'll be with you every step of the way.
Now that's what I call fan noise.
I can't believe we got the whole family together.
5 generations. Can I get you anything, Grandma?
Yes, a Coke, please.
I don't think we have any.
What? I'm 101, and this'll probably be the last time we get together. We're supposed to have Coca-Cola. You get away from me. Get away from me.
Imagine a place that understands you'd rather be doing anything on Saturday other than fixing your faucet. A place that knows you can't spend half the weekend shopping for your weekend projects. True Value. For the jobs you do most and look forward to least. Because the sooner you get done, the sooner you can get back to this thing called your life. True Value.
Acadian True Value, serving Baton Rouge for over 25 years. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations.
Welcome back to the Coach Pete Richardson Show. I'm Clarence Buggs, along with the Coach Pete Richardson. Coach, we left off in the last break at the end of the first half. We come back in the second half down 26-7, and they come back, pick up a field goal. They've got a pretty good, fairly good field goal kicker.
Well, I think that individual, Stanford, does a great job for them as far as field goals. But when you always play Northwestern, you know they're going to be sound on their special teams. They always have a sound punting game and an excellent field goal kicker, so anytime they get an opportunity to get them some points, it's going to add to the score.
They pick up 3 points off of that field goal to up the ante at that point to 29-7. Then they turn around and make what you have been stressing all along. They make the big play. They come up with a punt block and pick up 2 off the safety.
Right, we had a mental lapse as far as that individual coming off the outside, went and blocked that punt for us and ultimately ended up in the safety. But I think after then, you know, we have to make those corrections, get back, and get fundamentally sound.
They pick up 5 points early on, but to your kids' credit, as we mentioned earlier, they didn't give up. They went through the 60 minutes of the game. We come back and pick up another touchdown before all is said and done. Again, the connection, Williams to Hayes.
Well, I think all night they were double teaming Hayes. We got him down inside the 10-yard line. We were able to hit that fade route to Hayes, which he's been very effective for us. But I was proud of the way our players played for a full 60 minutes. You know, we stressed that all year long, and we're going to be behind in football games. We got to pick up our production as far as making plays on offense and defense. If we do that, we'll be fine.
One of the things that you can't help but notice if you saw the game or if you were there for the game is the fact that it was yet another sellout at Turpin Stadium. Jaguar Nation rolling in droves for the very first game.
Well, I think our fans are excited about our football team. Even though we had a disappointing loss, they're up to see us. That means a lot to our football players to coming out and know that most of the fans in the stands belong to Southern University, and that has to inspire you getting out there and play for a full 60 minutes.
I got into Natchitoches Friday night, got up early Saturday morning, came over to the stadium. The place was absolutely packed with members of the Jaguar Nation. As a matter of fact, we're going to go back right now and visit road tripping Jaguar style.
Look at that fist, baby. There you are. Southern style, Jaguar, baby.
All that delicious food in there.
Southern and Northwestern State have been playing each other since 1993, and the series quickly turned into an in-state rivalry, with Southern University fans helping Northwestern set attendance records each year at Turpin Stadium. Now we'll talk to some of the Southern University faithful about road tripping, SU style. So how long have you guys been following the Jaguars?
Oh, man, about 20 years.
20 years?
Yeah, long time.
Y'all come to all the games?
Just about.
What's y'all's favorite game to come to?
Jackson State. I like Jackson State.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe the Bayou Classic. One of the 2.
What's your favorite road trip?
It got to be Jackson State because they get down just like this.
And there you have it, the Jaguar Nation, 20,000 plus fans strong in Natchitoches, road tripping, SU style.
Even in good times, the needs of Louisiana's communities don't disappear, and sometimes their challenges can seem overwhelming. That's why Bank One Louisiana contributes more than $10,000 a day to education, medical research, the arts, and countless charitable organizations across our state. And it's why our employees devote thousands of hours to causes they believe in. We do it because some things just can't be done alone, and we think it's important to help restore the balance.
There's a place where you can go to join the celebration called Fun Fever. Come to where the action's hot, the sights, the sounds, the tastes, it's called Fun Fever. Shake your body, it's a party every day. Feel it in the air, Fun Fever's here to stay. Fun Fever, get to the roosh.
Ride on CTC, we're here to get you there. We're here to get you there. Your city bus can take you anywhere. When you don't fight traffic, the difference is huge. We're the transportation for Baton Rouge. Ride on CTC, we're here to get you there.
Southern University alumni, faculty, and students, you can take the yard to the web thanks to SU Jags Online. That's right, SU Jags Online is the official internet service provider of the Southern University National Alumni Federation. You can communicate with long-lost classmates, get financial information, news, entertainment, and weather. Follow Jaguar Sports Live and so much more all online at SU Jags Online. Go to www.sujagsonline.net and subscribe today.
Welcome back to the Coach Pete Richardson Show. We are on location at the Fox and Hound Pub and Grill on Corporate Boulevard. Coach, let's turn our attention now to games around the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Most of them went pretty much the way the so-called prognosticators thought they would. GSU, Grambling State, comes out on top with Alcorn.
Well, I thought that that would be an exciting game for both teams. It's an early test. It's always an exciting game, and Robinson is doing a fine job as far as trying to improve that football team, and now Doug took over, and I can see the upgrade of that football team start to develop.
Jackson State strikes a blow for the SWAC against the MEAC. They come out on top against Howard.
Well, I was surprised at that game. I thought Jackson State would throw the football. I looked at the stats, and it's an entirely different type of Jackson State team. Most of the time, they're going to throw the ball 40 or 50 times. I think they only threw the ball 8 times in that game, which really surprised me. So they're back to the old Jackson State grinding out type football.
Prairie View continues to struggle. Texas Southern beats them.
Well, Texas Southern is coming around. I think they changed their philosophy on offense also. They're starting to throw the ball around a little bit. I think the Builders understands that you have to throw the football, and they're doing a fine job.
Alabama A&M comes away a winner against Troy State.
Well, Alabama A&M has a great football team. They're starting to develop, upgrade it, and they're always going to. That's an intense rivalry. I think that when they play Troy State is always going to be a great game for them.
Our very next opponent, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, no problem against Mississippi Valley.
Well, Pine Bluff is starting to develop as one of the powers in our conference. And you look at Valley, they started off strong. They have a great running back in Holmes. I understand that he has some injuries and didn't play in that football game, but they dominated the game from the first quarter all the way through, and I think at halftime it's something like 40-0. So it looks like the Arkansas Pine Bluff is real strong.
Speaking of the Golden Lions of UAPB, offensively, what can the nation expect to see them come out with next week?
Well, Coach Hartman is one of the fine coaches in our conference. He's been there. Only second to me is in longevity. When you look at their football team, historically they're built on defense. They're going to be hostile and aggressive on defense. 8-man front, put a lot of pressure on you, create problems for your offensive line. Offensively, they're led by a fine quarterback. Fred Lynn is doing a fine job. He transferred in for him. They got a fine running back, Ron Johnson, and Dwight Marcus is doing a fine job. But then their offensive line is always huge. Courtney Van Buren is 6'6", 320, and Charles Ray is about 6'5", 290. So they have the tools up front to present some problems for you. Is trying to run the football, and that's really what Coach Hartman wants to do.
Can you use this as a motivational tool for the team, knowing that you can kind of use it not as an excuse to forget about last week, but you've got to turn your attention out of conference play?
Well, our goals at the beginning of the year was to win our conference championship, and we knew early in the year this Arkansas Pine Bluff is built to one of the finest traditions within our conference in the past couple years. It's going to be an exciting game, and plus it's going to be a road game for us. We're going to need all the help we can with our fanfare to come up and get our team excited about playing.
All right, we will be there, and obviously we hope you will be there as well. Regardless, we'll be back again, same time, same station, next week with another edition of the Coach Pete Richardson Show.
On Monday, it was an eternity away. By Thursday, you could almost taste it. The weekend, filled with possibilities and, oh yeah, projects. Nobody knows where you'd rather be more than True Value. We get you in and out fast with just what you need. Because the sooner you get done, the sooner you can get back to this thing called your life. True Value.
Acadian True Value, serving Baton Rouge for over 25 years. Visit one of our 2 convenient locations.
Right on CTC, we're here to get you there.
We're here to get you there. Your city bus can take you anywhere. When you don't fight traffic, the difference is huge. We're the transportation for Baton Rouge. Right on CTC, we're here to get you there.
I can't believe we got the whole family together.
5 generations. Can I get you anything, Grandma?
Yes, a Coke, please.
I don't think we have any.
What? I'm 101, and this'll probably be the last time we get together. We're supposed to have Coca-Cola. You get away from me. Get away from me.
Southern University alumni, faculty, and students, you can take the yard to the web thanks to SU Jags Online. That's right, SU Jags Online is the official internet service provider of the Southern University National Alumni Federation. You can communicate with long-lost classmates, get financial information, news, entertainment, and weather. Follow Jaguar Sports Live and so much more all online at SU Jags Online. Go to www.sujagsonline.net and subscribe today.
There's a place where you can go to join the celebration called Fun Fever. Come to where the action's hot, the sights, the sounds, the tastes. It's called Fun Fever. Shake your body, it's a party every day. Feel it in the air, Fun Fever's here to stay. Fun Fever, get to Baton Rouge.
I'm attorney Tony Clayton. I've tried a number of cases right here in this courthouse. I've probably tried more cases in the last 10 years than most lawyers have tried their entire career. I'm not afraid of a courtroom, and I'm not afraid to try your case before a jury, which means that insurance companies either offer you a fair settlement or we go to trial. My area of practice is personal injury. If you've been seriously injured, give me a call at 344-7000 for a free consultation. You will receive prompt, professional, and personal attention from me and my staff. And remember, at the Clayton Law Firm, we'll be with you every step of the way.
Hi, I'm Southern University's head football coach, Pete Richardson.
And I'm Clarence Buggs, host of the Coach Pete Richardson Show.
We're going to have all the exciting action surrounding Southern University's football program this fall. Shot live on location Monday night at the Fox and Hound on Corporate Boulevard.
That's exactly right, Coach. We'll have all the exciting highlights, the players of the week, and of course the stories that make Jaguar football so very special. So Jaguar Nation, don't you dare miss it, Tuesday nights at 9:30 on Cable Channel 9.